Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I know it's been a really long time, but honestly I've had to focus on my university studies as videoing and editing takes a very long time. So in this video I'm going to do a Q&A and I asked you guys if you had any questions that you wanted me to answer, and that's exactly what I'm going to do in this video. Okay, so the first question is, who do you go to for best advice, right? Okay, so the first person I tend to go to is my friend, okay? She's on my course, we do chemistry together, and the reason why I go to her is because I feel like she can relate to me. Like, we're in the same boat, we're both in third year in chemistry, like, she understands and like, she has like a wide like perspective of things, so she gives me an honest opinion of things when I ask her, and her advice I find is like very useful. And yeah, she's just amazing. You're gonna probably hear me talk about her a lot through this video, but anyway. And then in terms of like when I want to know, whether I should, change my research project, for example, this is something that like is genuine, or just something like I want to change, I'm not really sure whether to do this or to do that, I tend to get signs or like signals which basically answer my sort of dilemma. It's like with the research project thing, I was like, oh, should I change, should I not change, and stuff like that, because I wasn't really sure, I wasn't really, confident. It just happened to be by chance that I heard someone talking about the research project that I'm going to get involved in, and then I asked that person, like, what do you know about the research project, and they just gave me a bit of an insight into the project that I was going to do, and as a result it meant that I decided, I'm not going to change. So that's just an example of how I don't necessarily get advice from people like just by talking to them necessarily. I tend to get advice from like, signs, or by chance someone says something to me that helps influence a decision of mine, or I see something or I hear something, and then I'm like, right, okay, so that's basically the answer to my dilemma. Okay, so the second question is, who inspires you the most? Is when I see black women in STEM just doing things, changing the game. So the first example I have is Belanda Atis, right? And Belanda Atis is, she is you would think if I was, inspired by her, I would know a lot about her, but turns out I don't. But I came across her when I was just researching about, into the like field I want to go into in the future, and she just was splattered all over my Google search. And so basically this lady is known as Belanda Atis, and she is L'Oreal's multicultural lab leader and chemist, and I do chemistry, and I was like, girl, woman in STEM, black woman in STEM, what? Yes, so I stand. Just googling her name now, like I'm seeing titles like how a single chemist mom forever changed beauty products for women of every skin tone, and stuff like Belanda developed dozens of makeup shades for people with deeper skin tones across the L'Oreal brands, including Lancome, L'Oreal Paris and Maybelline, and got promoted to manager of her own lab. So for me, I'm just like, I can relate, that's auntie, I can do that. So absolutely, she definitely inspires me. Okay, so the next question was asked by Ollie Baby, and she asked me, what is your 3 biggest passions? Damn, I don't actually know. That is a very interesting question. You know what? I love speaking. I love speaking. Like I love public speaking, presentation, all of that. That is my thing. I love when I'm able to capture people through the way I talk. And presentation skills is something that I definitely want to work on. I want to be able to speak to a large room and just captivate people and just have them just, glued to whatever I'm saying, even if whatever I'm saying is trash. So that's definitely one passion, the ability to speak, to present, to public speak, to capture people through the way that I talk and through my stories and stuff like that. That is one passion of mine. So I'm passionate about just doing things and taking opportunities. I think that's what it is, because by doing that, one day I will meet someone, or I will bump into an opportunity that may just change my life, and just by being out and about, doing things, going to events, meeting new people, doing things out of your comfort zone, it could change my life. So my third passion, I think, is people. I love people. I'm a people's person. I absolutely love people. I don't know how to explain it, but I love my course mates, I love my friends, I love my family, I love my workmates. I love people. That's another passion. People is another passion, because I feed off people's energy. Do you know what I mean? I feed off people's energy. That's what it is. So if I'm around people that I love, I get my energy levels they shoot up, and you can put me through absolute hell. So this semester, even though I'm in third year, I've had an absolute whale of a time. You're meant to be stressed, you're meant to be anxious, but this whole semester I've basically lived anxiety free, stress free. I don't know if that's a mental thing, but then my body might be saying something else, I don't know. But the reason why I've managed to survive this way is because of people. It's because of my course mates. It's because I get on really well with them. I know them, we understand each other. I can go into uni and I can say hi to about 50 people. That is what I love. I love going into an environment. People know who I am. I know who people are. I know my position within that place. People, there's interaction going on, there's communication going on, people are saying hi to each other. That is what I love, and that is why I'm passionate about people, because that element of someone acknowledging who you are, you acknowledging who they are, and there's a mutual agreement between the two of you, and you get on well and stuff like that, that makes me happy, and I love it. I'm passionate about people. So the next question was asked by my friend Tasha, and she asked me, where do you see yourself in 10 years time? That's a very interesting question, because I'm not entirely sure. I think I have a short term and a long term sort of plan, if you know what I mean. So in the short term, whilst I'm still at uni, I'm going to utilize all the opportunities that are out there, take opportunities, walk through open doors, and see what happens, basically. So in the short term, I'll just be out and about, traveling, doing things, seeing people, networking and stuff like that. And also I'm thinking of spending a year in China, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to learn Mandarin, because I've always wanted to learn a new language, and I said to myself, you know what, I could learn French, I could learn Spanish, but the way the economy is going, BRIC nations and all of that, is definitely going to China, to India, the BRIC nation. So that's where it's going, and having Mandarin would be so valuable. It's going to be super hard, it'll be super difficult, but it's only pass or fail, and honestly the experience I will have there will be so valuable. So those are my short-term goals. And then in the long term, I'm probably going to be using my academics, but I'll also be doing creative stuff. So whether that's me, being in another advert again, carry on with my YouTube channel. I think I'll have a career, but I'll be doing other things on the side, because the way the economy is going is you have to have multiple streams of income, but also to keep my sanity, I have to be doing other things aside of my career. Okay, so the next question comes from my friend Elisa, and she asked me, what is your best memory this year and your best experience this year? Okay, so my best memory has to be my 21st birthday trip to Prague. Honestly, Prague was so good. We are about to get on a boat. Just arrived in Prague, we're just waiting for the bus. Debs, where are you going? Originally we were meant to go to Iceland, but the logistic of Iceland didn't work, but my stupid ass decided to book a flight to Iceland, knowing that on the return day I had a compulsory workshop which I had to attend, so I had to cancel that. And then I just told my friends, you know what, let's go to Prague, and honestly it worked so well. I didn't know what to expect during Prague, because I went with 5 other girls, and they didn't all know each other. So Sarah and Ali knew each other because they did an exchange trip together in Canada. Megan and Deborah knew each other because from church, and me and Tasha are flatmates. So I was like, I don't know how this is going to work, because Sarah and Ali don't know Megan and Deborah, and Sarah and Ali doesn't know Tasha. Megan and Deborah don't know Sarah and Ali, and Megan and Deborah don't know Tasha. So I don't know how it was going to work. So I was like, these guys I've never met before, and I'm putting them together on a plane on a trip abroad in another country. But luckily it worked out so well. I chose the perfect people to go on my 21st birthday trip with, and it just worked. Like, I'm one of those people where, like, when I go on holiday I don't really have like a plan. I just kind of do things. Like, I just kind of go shopping, do really boring things, go walk down the street or something. Luckily for me, Sarah, Megan and Deborah were really on job. Like, they knew where to go, they knew like what places to visit, what time, where, etc. So luckily for me, they sorted out everything. They Google mapped how to get from A to B and A to D and A to C. Like, they had planned the whole trip, and I was so fortunate because it meant that we got to see so many nice places in Prague. Honestly, it was so good. And because I didn't know what to anticipate, like, I didn't really have any expectations, and it was sunny, and like, it was just amazing. And I'm so grateful to have such amazing friends who are just wonderful human beings. Okay, so last question is from my friend Elizabeth the writer, and she asked, what's the biggest lesson you've learned from university so far? And honestly, I can say that university, you can afford to fail, you can afford to try again, you can afford to do things and take risks, because with university it's a safety net. Like, you can afford to like not do your assignment, okay, and you can do it again, or you can redo the year. Whereas in the world of work, you don't have that. You can't just not do something in the world of work, because you'll get fired from your job, you won't have your money from the salary, and things will just spiral downhill from there. And anything that you do affects the company like on a wide scale. So if you screw up something, then the company could lose millions of pounds. And at university, you don't have that risk. And that's the lesson I've learned. And that's why I've tried to take risks, utilize as many opportunities as I can, because I can afford to. I can afford to fail. I can afford to do it again. So yeah, that's all the questions, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by to watch this video. If you'd like me to do another video, then comment down. If you have any thoughts, any comments, let me know. But make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, and I'll be back with another video.